How important are the Pacific Islands to both China and the US?
It's the geography that's the key right now, particularly for the United States. So, in different ways, various regions, various territories around the Pacific are key strategic, potential strategic strongholds in a context of increasing geopolitical competition and increasing possibility of a kinetic event between larger powers.
Now we switched relations from Taipei to Beijing immediately after Taiwan's elections, which the US now says that they knew about and they failed to stop. So now the US is focused on Taiwan's three remaining allies in the Pacific to make sure that their needs are met. What realistically can the US offer these countries that China cannot?
There's a lot of potential offerings that a country like the United States could make for Pacific countries. With respect to news of an imminent switch, there's very little that an external actor can do, even a country as large as the US. Climate change is the number one national security priority for most Pacific Island countries, and the other is economic connectivity.
China is the largest trading partner in the Pacific region. So, if these countries do not switch to Beijing, will they face retaliation? Will they miss out on these partnerships?
I think we've seen plenty of evidence that China likes to use both a carrot and a stick. So, the carrot being either existing trade relationships, where China is the main customer for many of the resources that come out of the Pacific, or the stick approach, where we saw in recent years China weaponizing the tourism sector in Palau as a way to punish them, essentially, for not switching recognition.
These Pacific Islands are very small, very isolated, and don't have a lot of geopolitical power. But now they have China and the US, these two superpowers, essentially fighting over them. Can they use this to their advantage?
Absolutely. Look, the key resource for some of these Pacific countries, particularly the smallest ones, is their own sovereignty. But that sovereignty is increasingly valuable in the context of great power competition. So, yes, Pacific countries can leverage that and essentially change the dynamics between themselves and larger countries. They can put themselves on a more equal playing field, and they can ask for things out of that relationship that may not previously have been considered, whether it's to do with security or economic development or other forms of assistance.